Viva Ongwediva District, viva!
Viva!
Viva Ongwediva District, viva!
Viva!
The youth?
Viva!
The youth? Energy? 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 Thank you so much. Airuanu yo matata.
Kale ni pamwena mameme moswapo.
Airuanu yo matata pitika.
Tukale ni pamwena mameme moswapo.
O presidente.
Onu yo ma.
Oshiwana.
Shanamibia.
O mauzo o kanawano oshi. Thank you so much. You can take your seat. Director, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Governor. As a young person, I was also listening. So what I take from your speech is that young people, we need to be committed. We need to take sacrifices, and also we should be creative. And also we should not use our phone just to be on TikTok, and then just watching movies on YouTube. And we should also not limit ourselves. And also, as a young leader, especially us that are becoming leaders, in the future, we must move away from what? Away from corruption. Corruption is the disease that destroys many countries in the world. And also, as a leader, we must develop the attitude of what? Love and sharing toward each other. So those are the main points I took from the governor. And with that, I also want to apologize at the beginning. I failed to recognize the presence of our local authority councillor candidate, Comrade Priscilla Hailolo. Please, can you stand?
Viva Youth, viva!
Viva!
Viva Ongwediva, viva!
Viva!
Aluta!
Continua!
E Victoria!
Excellent. Thank you. Please make sure November you become a local authority councillor. Yeah. With that, it's my great honor to call again on the podium Comrade Governor to come and introduce our keynote speaker. Comrade Governor, please.
Monjira imanguluko osigo kesindano osigo kesindano yara utukutumenya kwetu kana indi chingengonga hadi introducing a minister Bible ndio pole vera ku introducing a minister Nina Mwarapo. Yeah, that is leadership. Yeah. Sana end up introducing a minister. Kanda indi chingani introducing a minister ningesi kulim. Here I am. Yeah, wait. Chafika no puse. Yeah. Aye. Thank you, Nene Omnachipundi, for the opportunity that you gave to me once again to come and introduce the keynote speaker of the day. In a changa nengocha, andim popike mokarangashi ndimchi, because she's my sister. We came a long way. So, yeah, we got to move in. Young minister, okay, she's a young minister. Paifa wewanga lichewe parliament wewanga ne Feni, tamuwedwa Esperanza. So, but she been our young minister, even in Africa. Yes, she became a deputy minister at the age of 23. How old are you? You can also be ministers. You can also be ministers at your age. Rongeni ke no digini. Ngeke wapita pone po 23, tukata ko 25, 26. Ayo nango tete kuchango biara tingwate kana ngatiteka. Nango ko uli ho nango akuti honrabu. Yeah, umpopi wesiku ya simana. Kesho mtu wako kule. Aye. Karola ketwa ike, to me, she's a sister because we saved together by then, Monanso. You know, I have been serving in Nanso in this region. When I was a teacher, I was serving Nanso here. And she was assigned to Oshana region. By then, Honorable Bush was Sharonese Bush was the secretary, was the Secretary General of Nanso. She was serving in the executive as a leader assigned to Oshana. By then I was a secretary, district secretary for Ongwediva, a teacher, and also a constituency chairperson of the youth forum. Guy named Kuruntu Nanso origin. To make sure that work is scholar, you champions education, a problem, you know, scarcity of different learning and teaching materials, and advocating also for more schools to be built, connected to electricity, most of them now. I can tell you, Oshana is having 160 schools, and they are all electrified. All of them, they are all electrified. 160 schools in Oshana region. Go and do your research. So, umune secondary, umune primary, umune upper primary, umune combined. By then, Iipinge secondary, tatwike nga kununa fa kola tauvuru kuva ku mayonanso. Shasho nanso by then no constitution how. Atuningo mahogoro, atuka atuna a regional leadership representatives. Ba ineke congress adonanso. No ku championinga a problem I didn't scola do me regina to the executive committees where our keynote speaker of the day was a member. And by then, when she was at Etuna, kuna what we call SWAPO, what is it? Society. Youth League. Falling under the SWAPO Youth League. SWAPO Society, they were the one that are championing that society. Universities here, you have also those societies in your institution of higher learning. So, okwavara wike mumsati mono, change nesha shundu kakirakandi, yekuni nyinino. Avara keunda yashimbanga shampolo. Hamuvuko, Kole motsandi, kaishi motsandi ndo okukonesi, kukoronkazi, keunde yashimbanga shampolo. Okwavalwaho. Tai movenduka, takala movenduka tendo scholar. She's a scholar. She's a scholar. Maybe for you to be utape mongacho pokilo yuwa vilinina. Let me say she did law. She got a Bachelor of Law, LLB. How many LLB do we have here? Yeah? We don't have lawyers in Ongwediva. Oh, I am Yes, no. Even you are a student.
Okay, I've
Good.
done commercial law.
Commercial law.
Company law and practice for my accounting degree.
Very good. We have them. What is there? LLB is also there. Yeah. So I said we should not limit ourselves. Yes. So we te pay for tatuti kucha. Pay for free universal education. DOPV, grade 1 to grade 12. Nandi Taya Pai Fengino is from next year, Atu Popi, free tertiary education. It was me and the Emadem, our keynote speaker of the day, that have been advocating for that. Hapota Shivaranena, we advocated for it for a long time. But to advocate, you are just advocating, you're not an implementer. You advocate, but one day it will be realized. Don't give up. System doesn't work like that. They have to be budgeted, they have to be well thought of for it to be realized and implemented. It was our speaker of the day was one of them, with myself, who have been advocating for free education in the Republic of Namibia. Paife, most of you, Bamulime Yunama, Gekunorona, NASA, Paife Oto apply ke, the NASA for pay. Kapenai ko threshold to pay kusapo, tapopo ay kucha, kundio ngengo hapa ati marwa impano, you are not qualified. All of you, as long as you enroll yourself, the government will take care of you. Paife, you are going to have free tertiary education covered 100%. 100% starting 2026. Education or non-tuition fee. Baba gonna have your non-tuition fee of 17,000. Itam him on away. Yeah. Shashomali ki hapkara mlipoki FC ke tamrandi ke phone na namrandi kutu. Amrandi iPhone na amrandi kutu imarwa mdero baino wecha oyaza ko 21,100. We cut them kucha so that we can accommodate a lot of people. Na tale kucha what is the need atuya po 17,000. Tofutirwa na wana ko university ngwazimo bwetopo icho na tuition fee for 17,000. Ndo hapo indani sapiki shaiki oipewa itokofi na most la hewa hile mumbuzi tokaga rokoshi hapo. And that 17,000 is supposed to assist other people. But natango ilmo mpumwe himwe. Now starting next year, if you enroll, so the government will pay straight to that institution of higher learning. Then you study. Itatoka karawa Etuna o my popiro kucha. I did not go to school because my parents cannot afford to pay for my education. Our speaker of the day contributed significantly to make sure that the free education, free universal education of a Namibian child is realized one day. And now we realize the government has heard us. Actually, she is a member of parliament. So, in a Kalonga Chashwa University, kwa graduate ike, president hotem kusapokucha. Moro ndunge the whole engine o maerego mana wa katrongira ya kweni. Onde kwara megumwe nene yokuni mpango chirongo, which is the National Assembly of the Republic of Namibia, where she has been serving since 2015. 2015, eh? 2020. Sorry, and I don't enjoy the Tibondi. Since 2020, Takara ke member of parliament ta appointing her as a deputy minister of MICT. Esimbondio na tatepe pea mshelenga. Then tayo wairo kuchano otapombo ono minister achona akwatere ya kwa komesho hele liposa ita deputizing mtu ohere la simba inongozi takuti kuchapa ife ngolo nga hi wanawa. That's why range omumchi esimbo yo corona okuno kasenda he hakaganjo information he ohari kwatera komesho whatever is happening kucho medicine o corona haba ilipeni namba mbaya kwata ko corona no kuchaga kuchae ne restriction ashirekea aputurwa ochike o lockdown na o hekwate mutseithire yeah hekwate mutseithire so paife she is now what is happening she is now a member of parliament a minister of ICT, Information, Communication and Technology in the Republic of Namibia. So therefore, please join me to welcome her to come and address us. Ochiwana choe chekutegerera ahunjuka kweni ekutika napita polali kuunga ahunjuka kweni ekutegerera yapopise.
Long live the Supper Party, long live! Long live! Long live the Supper Party, long live! Long live! Viva the Youth League, viva! Viva! Viva the Pioneers, viva! Viva! Viva Oshana Region, viva! Viva! Viva Ongwediva, viva! Viva! Viva the Politburo, viva! Viva! Viva the Central Committee, viva! Viva! Viva the revolutionary spirit of our founding president, father of the Namibian nation, Dr. Sam Shafishino Nyoma, viva! Viva! Viva Comrade Pohamba, viva! Viva! Viva Comrade Hage Kenka, viva! Viva! Viva Comrade Bumba, viva! Viva! Aluta! The Victoria! Thank you very much, comrades. Let's be seated. Comrade Governor, thank you very much for the kind introduction. Please allow me, Comrade Regional Secretary of the Youth League, all the CC members present here, the District Secretary and your leadership, to please observe the protocol as already established. I recognize all of you here. A very good afternoon to you all. I like the energy. Good afternoon, comrades. Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Very good. I'm very happy to be here with you this afternoon as per the invitation of the leadership of Ongwediva District of the Supper Party Youth League through its secretary of the region, Comrade Albertina, and the entire leadership. I'm also happy to see all of you here on a Sunday afternoon. You know, our weekends are very sacred as young people. So to have all of you here, I'm very happy that we are here together. You know, I have a problem because, you know, Comrade Governor being both a teacher and a politician is a dangerous combination. He spoke, and now I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, oh, now he's talking what I wanted to speak. Where do I start now? But we can say the same things in different ways. And it only just shows that great minds think alike. Because Comrade Governor has indicated, we have worked both a journey in leadership and in politics, albeit, you know, at different ages, a different calling, at different areas, but a journey of leadership is usually the same. Leadership will test leaders almost the same. And that's why all of you here, you showing up at this party event, you showing up as Youth League members, you are walking your own journey of leadership. But the tests are usually the same, and the values that we need to espouse are usually the same. Comrades, I got a bit of guidance on what I should talk about, and I really wanted to be as flexible as I can be, knowing that I'm talking to young people from different backgrounds. Some are students, some are not, some are graduates, some are not, some are young professionals. So there are some things that, you know, are cross-cutting, but it's important to talk about them because as a Supper Party and as young people that are active, that have a long journey ahead of us, it's always good to share experiences, share learned lessons, and how we can build this party together. I'm sure it's not a secret that our population, as it stands now through the census results from last year, or 2023, indicates that 60% of our population is under the age of 30, which means it's also reflective in the party. So which means the issues we talk about, the issues we advocate for, must reflect the needs of the majority young people of this country. So these gatherings are very important. Comrade Governor, Comrade Leadership, I think the Honorable Governor spoke already about the value of the SOPO documents. And this is important to me because as a lawyer, we read, colleagues. Lawyers read. It's the only way you'll make it in court. The only way you'll be able to recite, lessons learned, law made, and case law that determines what is law and what is not. So we read. So the books that the Honorable Governor spoke about here, the SOPO Party Constitution, the Rules and Procedure Book, the Manifesto, and one thing else that we need to read is the SOPO Party Manifesto Implementation Plan. All of those are guiding documents on what it means to be a SOPO Party member. Because when you go around wearing red, blue, and green, it's not just, hollow. It's just not J. It's serious things. Because those things stand for something. The colors stand for something. The books stand for something. So we must continue to read those documents. You must at least read each book from cover to cover at least once, to just have a full appreciation on what it means to be a SOPO Party member. But beyond that, the SOPO Party, and I want to start with the SOPO Party because that's what has gathered here, all of us here today. The SOPO Party has values and principles. All of us have values and principles. There are things that you were taught from a young age not to do. That reflects the value system of the household you come out of, the value system of the community you grew up in, and the value system of the family that you represent. Because we have names and surnames. The SOPO Party of Namibia has a name, and it has a value system. Who can tell me what those three values are that are the cornerstone of the SOPO Party? I like to be very interactive in my addresses, especially since we are all students. I'm still a student. You heard of an LLB, but now I'm still busy, guys. Education doesn't end. I'm busy with my LLM. So if you think by getting your degree it ends there, it doesn't. Education goes on. So what are our three value systems of the SOPO Party? Just by show of hands, very quickly. Yes, comrade. Solidarity. Yes. Let's keep it there. Yes. No. I just want one. Solidarity. The next one. Yes. Not prosperity, comrade. Let's go read. Almost there. Yes, comrade. Unity. Yes. It's not there really, but it's one of the principles. But they are top three. Yes. Justice. Yes, that's one. Solidarity. Justice. There's a third one. Yes, comrade? Freedom. Very important. Solidarity, freedom, and justice. They mean something. Because our forefathers and foremothers saw that as a SOPO Party, without solidarity, without freedom, and without justice, we cannot stand as a true reflection of what we want for the Namibia today. And I'm very particular about the meaning of things. So what does solidarity mean? Solidarity means unity or agreement of feeling or action, especially among individuals with a common interest, underline those words, common interest, mutual support within a group. Solidarity was largely the reason why SOPO Party was successful to gain the independence of this country. Without the solidarity of our sisters and brothers on this African continent, without the solidarity of donations from countries and organizations, without the solidarity of the 6 guns that they donated to start the war in Ongwediva, we would not have had the freedom we have today. So solidarity is important. And it's such a big value system of our SOPO Party. Then we have freedom. One could say all of us know what it means, but I want to define it. Freedom means the power, very powerful word, the power or right, or the right to act, to speak, or think as one wants. The power or the right to act, to speak, or to think as one wants. You can think anything in this country. In fact, our constitution guarantees this particular value, that you can go anywhere, you can do anything, you can act in any way. Of course, with limitations. You can't just go around, killing people and then you want to say you have freedom. It doesn't work like that. But you do have the freedom to do so. Then, justice. I think also quite straightforward, isn't it? Huh? It's the concept of fairness. How many of us have said, this is unfair? Which means you observed something, you felt something and you realized, but no man, some justice was not delivered here. This is unfair. So justice is about fairness, about impartiality in the treatment of individuals and ensuring that justice prevails. Very important. Because as we are sitting here as SWAPO party members, the bottom line principle is that we all have equal rights and responsibilities under the Constitution. But of course, there has to be a hierarchy. Because of all of us as the SWAPO party presidents, will the party go anywhere? I'm pulling in this direction, Comrade Hofni is pulling in that direction, because all of us are presidents. But there has to be a SWAPO party president, one. There has to be a SWAPO party vice president, one. Secretary General, one. But we have equal rights and responsibilities in the Constitution. There has to be order. If all of us didn't have, keep left, pass right on driving on the road, how many accidents would we have? Even more than we have now, isn't it? Because you can just decide without indicating you are going right. Oh, but you must indicate. You must drive left and pass right. So there are condates in our conduct as SWAPO party members. All this brings us back to why we are SWAPO party members. And this is important because oftentimes, especially when I was given the opportunity to lead at the national level, as a SWAPO party member of parliament, as a SWAPO party minister in cabinet, I often reflect. What I'm doing is a reflection of the common interest of SWAPO party members. It is the common interest of Namibians. It is the common interest of the values I also subscribe to. And this is important because when we join the SWAPO party, I like when people say, I was born in SWAPO party. Of course, we're all born in SWAPO party, especially if you come from a SWAPO home. But you must still carry a SWAPO card, isn't it? You must still carry a SWAPO membership. Otherwise we can all claim we're born in SWAPO. And then tomorrow you see me somewhere else, and then I'm back to SWAPO. There has to be order. But I always reflect on when I joined the SWAPO party, what was my goal? Was it just to be a zombie and just be around? Was it to contribute meaningfully? Was it to add value in terms of thought? When you see something at your district or branch or section, you say, okay, no, comrades, I think we should do this. I'm adding value. I've thought about it, and I think it's the right course of action. And I reflect on it because my parents are veterans of the liberation struggle. I almost didn't have a choice. It was a SWAPO home. So you were SWAPO from day one. From the time you are a pioneer, you go to the SWAPO party meetings with your parents and so on. But when I took my membership of the Youth League and the membership of the Mother Body, it was my decision. It was a conscious decision, not Bluetooth by my mother or father or Bluetooth by anybody else. Which means, if my mother today decides she's not a SWAPO party member, I'm not going to follow her because it was a conscious decision, which will not happen, by the way. But you must decide, when you join the party, what was the aim? And that's why, as a party with values, solidarity, freedom, and justice, you must reflect what your role is in all of that. So that when things are not fair, you know how to speak up. When there is no freedom to act, to speak, you point it out because you know exactly why you joined the party. You read the Constitution. You read the rules and procedure book. You read the manifesto and what we must achieve. You read the implementation plan. So you know where you stand as a bona fide SWAPO party member. Once you are not rooted it's easy for people to come and sway you. Huh? Like the president said, anybody who became a victim of the unfortunate winds, come back home. We don't want to be those people who are not anchored, who are not rooted in the foundation of what it means to be a SWAPO party member. Once you constantly reflect, it becomes easier to serve the party. It becomes easier to serve with commitment, with dignity and determination. It becomes almost second nature because you know exactly why you joined and why you continue to be in the party. Very important, comrades. Then we had the SWAPO party anthem. The governor also spoke about it. I really like the SWAPO party anthem. I don't know if it moves you when you sing some parts of the anthem, you know? Because words mean something. Words are powerful. When I sing the SWAPO party anthem, I'm reflecting on those that put those words together to reflect on what it means to say, when we sing this anthem in unison, in chorus, as SWAPO party members, it means something. Those words mean something. Glory to their bravery. Very important. It shows that we come from brave people. And we also see it reflected in our national anthem. Because words mean something. But also, comrades, we cannot be ignorant. We must continue to learn the history of SWAPO party. And there are some who like to say, you know, those things of liberation in the past, what doesn't matter? Comrades, Sam Nujoma only died this year. Sam Nujoma, the revolutionary, the founding president of SWAPO party, someone who was without any other symbol, and you mentioned the words and the name Sam Nujoma, it brought courage back to people. And I can only say this with a reflection of constantly digging, constantly asking questions from my elders, asking how was it like, what did you go through? And as long as those people are still around, we still must value our history because it informs our present and our future. America is in fact turning 250 years old in their independence, but they still celebrate their history. Who are we to stop celebrating our history at 35 years old? We're a young democracy. We're a young country. But America still celebrates their greats because they are the foundation of who they are. We talk about our ancestors. You know, there are some people who know how to recite, you know, their ancestors, where they come from. The governor is talking about where we come from as a people, from the Great Lakes and so on. It's important because it reflects that blood of our ancestors still run in you today. Their DNA is still in you. How can you ignore it? So we must continuously look for our history. You don't want to hear from other people, many, many versions. Do your own research. Find out. Understand where you come from. I promise you, you start appreciating the blue, red, and green we continue to wear today. And those who do not have our common interests and the values we espouse as SWAPO party will never understand because they haven't done the work. So you need to do the work. Comrades, Namibia as a country's identity will forever be tied to SWAPO party. There are those who want to say Namibia is different there and SWAPO party is different. That's true, yes. Namibia is a nation united by all of us from different backgrounds, different languages, and with a lot of diversity. And diversity is beautiful. But the history of this country can never, ever be separated by the foundations of SWAPO party. Anybody who tells you that is lying to you. They are lying to you. So when they say it's viva, viva politics, you know, we mustn't viva, viva. Viva, viva politics is what got us here. It's what made us be able to walk around freely. I'm born in 96. I was not there when apartheid was real. But just imagine when you are told now you cannot travel to Windhoek. Now. You are told you cannot study a certain course at the university. Just imagine. You are told, you cannot love who you want, you cannot what, because of the color of your skin or because of the language you speak. Did any of us apply to be black when we were born? None of us applied to speak a particular language. You just found yourself in that family, isn't it? But somehow that was real. So we must continue to value those gains that were made by former liberation struggle movements such as SWAPO Party, because if we lose those gains, then apartheid has not died. Then colonialism has won. Then imperialism has won. We must reject those. Because if we do not continue to study those, we won't know where we are going. We'll continue to make the same mistakes of those who came before us, and we cannot allow that to happen. Further, comrades, I don't know if you have seen, but Her Excellency the President, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, President of the Republic of Namibia and that of SWAPO Party, is currently in South Africa. She's at a summit where they are discussing how liberation movements or former liberation movements can continue to be relevant, can continue to serve the communities they so hard and worked for. We as a new generation of leaders in this party must find our place in all of that. Yes, our leaders and elders were born in a different time, in a different generation. Even their thinking might be different. So how can we influence with our own thinking, modern way of living, modern challenges that face us as young people, modern challenges that face us as women and boys in our society? How can we influence all of that in our former liberation movements to ensure they keep up with the times? That is our task. We must play that role. We must influence policy. We must stand up when we are asked to lead. We must inform ourselves. We must read. We must be constantly active and visible so people know that the SWAPO Party is not out of touch with the reality of the day. We must play that role because the generations that have left us have done a big part of what they needed to do. That responsibility now falls on our shoulders as SWAPO Party members, and especially the young SWAPO Party members of the party. Comrades, we all know that politics informs everything. And I'm very happy, like I said again, to see all of you here. Because whether or not you like it or not, you cannot run away from what politics informs. Politics decides how fast you drive on the road. Politics determines if a school will be built in your area. Politics determines the quality of healthcare you receive. Politics determines the free tertiary education we have from the 2026 academic year. Politics determines whether your village has water or electricity. So whether we like it or not, politics shapes a lot of the societies we live in. And that's why politics must be fair. Politics must be transparent. Politics must be inclusive. And only we, with the value system we have in the party and that of our integrity, can shape that politics. Otherwise, if politics becomes so unfair, it can actually break down societies and break down countries. We see this all the time. Coup d'etats don't happen because, whatsoever. It's people who want to take over political power. But political power can be fair. Political power can ensure that everybody has equal access. Political power can ensure that people have quality and dignity. That is the politics we must endeavor to practice. There is no better time, especially in this country, in our young democracy, for young people and all the older generation to co-lead. Young people cannot lead on their own. The older generation cannot lead on their own. We need to co-lead, informed by the past and the wisdom, but also reflecting the realities of today. So we must work together. We must work with our elders. But it's also the opportunity for us to have courage, to be brave and take up positions of leadership. So I would like us here to give a hand of applause to the young cadres that are going to represent us in the regional local authority elections. It's not easy. I know. Even me, I was at the port last year. Comrades, it's not easy. It's tough. But you must have courage to stand up. If you don't try, how will you become a candidate? How will you ever get the position if you don't try? So we must continuously try. Huh? We must continuously try. But do it because you know what you want to achieve. You know exactly your foundation, which is a Supper Party value system. You know what value you can add. You know that you can bring something to the table and that you can work hard for it. The days of just occupying, offices, positions for the sake of it are over. You need to work, comrades. We need to work. The moment you are unable to work because you're not getting a benefit, your political career will be short-lived. Comrade Hofni will tell you how many times and how many years have we volunteered. You use your own cap money, you go ask for donations, you do this on that, all of that. Not because necessarily you want one day you're going to become a minister or whatever, because you truly believe in the cause. He spoke about when I was in Nanso, I became Secretary of Basic Education. But because I believed in that if I have access to education, other children must have access to education. And I grew up in Windhoek, which means I also want the quality I receive in Windhoek to reflect the quality all over the country. That was what was driving me. Same when I was Secretary General of UNAM SRC, I cared about the quality and the ability for students to learn because I know what education can do. Education can transform lives, can transform families. So I cared about students actually succeeding in the educational career because it is life-changing. So that's what I cared about, and that's what drove me every day to fight for students who didn't have hot water in the hostel or couldn't afford textbooks or so many challenges. But you must bring something to the table. You must be willing to work hard for it. Comrades, Her Excellency the President, I think just a week ago, or earlier this week, delivered her 3 months report in office and also launched NDP 6 that the governor spoke about. The cost of this NDP 6, which is the last 5-year plan until we conclude Vision 2030, will come at a cost of over 500 billion Namibian dollars over 5 years. It's a bold plan that is very much aligned to the Supper Party manifesto and its implementation plan, but it's necessary because if you do not plan, you're unable to achieve. So planning is important. We must, as comrades, monitor this plan. We must read it first of all. NDP 6 is available online. And once we actually understand the milestones in that plan, it's easier for all of us to hold each other accountable. Minister of ICT, governor of the region, local authority and additional councillors, all of us, because it's a collective effort. But the moment you do not know the plan, you don't know where we are going, you are unable to actually ask the right questions, isn't it? Make the right suggestions on how we can deal with this particular matter and that particular matter in our communities. Because we are not, as Supper Party members, we don't live in a vacuum. There are those who want to tell us that because we are Supper Party members, we are so detached from the realities on the ground. But we live in this country. We were born in this country. We are family members. The same way we all have family members. We grew up in this country. We schooled here. We now work here. So we are not detached. We fully know what the challenges are. And that is why we are pushing with every plan, with every KPI, making sure we're to the best of our abilities to improve the situation in this country. Because progress is progress. Sometimes albeit slow, but it must be made. And that's why, comrades, the challenges are many. When I sit and reflect sometimes in my office and think about the challenges of network, the challenges of this particular area doesn't have electricity, this one doesn't have a road, this one doesn't have, and saying, okay, how can we equitably solve this matter as quickly as possible with the available resources? I will tell you for free, leadership and management is not easy. It's tough. If you are struggling to budget your own coins, imagine how I'm struggling to budget the coins of the ministry. Huh? If you don't know whether to buy this shirt or buy the jean vest or go eat at Etuna Guesthouse or, it's tough. But you must do something. And something must give. And that's why supper party comrades, sometimes we get criticized. A lot of people say, but you are the ruling party. But there are slow progress in this and this and that. And I often like to say to the communities that sometimes this village needs both electricity, water, network, a clinic, a new school because the population has gone up. The same for the other village. The same for the other one. So how do we divide the resources? What we do is we say, okay, village A, for now you'll get electricity. While village B will get the water, then village C will get the electricity or network, and then, we try to equitably divide. Then for the next financial year, after you got your electricity, we now bring this and all of that, or depending on the most pressing need. Because unfortunately, and I want to be honest with you, it's tough. The resources, if I could just wave a magic wand and say, network 100% across the country. Because it's not in the supper party's best interest to have people that are not connected. But we must balance where we can. But this is where, as comrades, we must hold each other accountable. So we work with the necessary speed, where we work with the necessary resources available to us to make the reality possible for every Namibian. You must make us work hard, because that is what we agreed to do when we accepted the task by Her Excellency the President to lead with her for the next 5 years. So let us not wait for other people to hold us accountable. Let us hold each other accountable as comrades. Comrades, we also have frontier industries that are upcoming. And I say this because it's exciting. This country is blessed with resources. That is not a lie, and it's not a joke. But we now have frontier industries in green hydrogen, oil and gas, as well as the digital world. We must take advantage of that, comrades. Young people of the party, if you are studying towards an LLB now, or teaching, qualification or accounting and so on, find a way to say, how can I fit into oil and gas? How can I fit into green hydrogen? How can I ensure that the digital world, when the 4IR is fully realized and the 5th Industrial Revolution is fully realized, how can I fit it into all? Because countries are not developed by anybody else. They're developed by its human capital. It's people. That's it. People who are skilled, people who are able to come up with new ideas, who are able to find their way to maneuver. Myself, I studied law. I wanted to do a general LLM. Guess what LLM I'm doing now? I'm doing an LLM in cyber law, because that's where the world is going. So think about where you can fit when these industries, even before they boom, don't wait for the industry to boom and then you say, okay, I'm now going to study or I'm going to upskill myself. Do it now, while it's early. Find a way to do it. And free tertiary education is coming next year. What excuse do you have? There is no excuse any longer. Let us skill ourselves with the right skills. Let us skill ourselves. Some professions are saturated. It's not a lie. Some professions are saturated. Comrades, we are still just 3 million people. We are not South Africa that has 60 million people. We are not Nigeria that has 200 million people. We are only 3 million. There is only a number of accountants that can serve in this country. There is only a number of lawyers that can serve in this country. Otherwise, there will be no clients. It's basic, economic sense. So let us find a way to be competitive, because that is the reality of the day. And as young people, we need to plan better. We need to research. Take the time. Get on Facebook for 1 hour. Take the time to research. And just a simple Google search. What are the skills of 2030? Then you'll see what type of skills will be needed in 2030. There's so much research, studies done, projections on what those skills are going to be, so you must align yourself. So, comrades, finally, we must remember that in 30 to 40 years, the culture of the SPYL party will be shaped by us. We're not going to be young forever. We're not, sadly. So this thing of, young people, the age will start catching up. So the SPYL party of 30 to 40 years from now will be reflective of us who are sitting here today. Whether that SPYL party will be a SPYL party that's fair, that has rules and procedures that are followed, that has people that serve with integrity, people that work hard for the party, that are committed to the winning of Namibia as a country. The SPYL party of 30 to 40 years from now will be reflective on what you and I do from today and every day thereafter. If we want to take over from our leadership that has set a proper foundation, we must decide whether we're going to stick to those values and principles of solidarity, freedom, and justice. If we're going to ensure the party is continuously united, if we ensure that we continue to build the party and not break it down based on our own personal interest, whether we're going to open the doors of the SPYL party to welcome it for everybody. Because, comrades, as a young person and now as a young leader, I'm constantly fearful of who we are as young people in this country. Many of us born after 1990, where there is a slow, sad cancer creeping in, being tribalism. Tribalism in this country. We must reflect the isms the Common Governor spoke about. Corruption. When it's your chance, you want to destroy quickly because maybe I don't know where those values are coming from. But our forefathers and foremothers were able to build this country, to build this party. We must continue on that foundation. Otherwise, we have no one else to blame but ourselves. So we must decide what the culture of SPYL party will be from 30 to 40 years from now. Is it a culture of unity, a culture of inclusivity, a culture of patience, a culture of SPYL party members that care about the welfare of every Namibian, regardless on whether you are able, disabled, from north, south, east, or west, all of us working in a common interest and with common purpose. So we must decide that culture based on how we conduct ourselves. And only we can answer that question on whether that will be the case moving forward. Comrades, I want to see by a show of hands, how many of us have voters' cards in this area? Okay, that's very good. I'm happy to see the hands. How many of us voted in November last year? Okay, very, very good. I hope you're being honest, comrades. Yeah? Okay. How many of us have those cards properly indicated that you will be voting for this coming November for the regional local authority elections? Huh? The card must write applicable. Yeah? That you are able to vote come November, regional local authority elections. Comrades, for those of us that have not put up our hands, I hope we know there is supplementary registration happening, starting on the 4th of August. So, if you know you are a Namibian, you have an Namibian ID or any other identity qualifying with the Electoral Commission of Namibia, make sure you go register for supplementary voters registration in the constituency that you reside, so that come November, you vote for your leadership. Your leadership in the local authority and leadership in the regional council by constituency that you reside in. Otherwise, you have councillors, comrades, in the local authority and in the regional councils that you can't go there and demand accountability because they are not your comrades. Huh? That you'll be not able to make a quick phone call or see them at a rally or at a bribe because they are not your comrades. Once that happens, it means you are far. You are further and further away from leadership. We need to get closer and closer to leadership, make sure we vote for our comrades so that we can hold them accountable. We must make sure, comrades. Otherwise, we'll be complaining in vain. You complain, but you can't even call the councillor because he's not your comrade. And when he sees that you wear blue and green, he might ignore your call. So make sure that our comrades make it at the local authority and regional council elections come November. Comrades, like I said, I really wanted to speak about the foundations of the SPYL Party, who we are as a rooted youth leadership of SPYL Party, not only in the Ongwediva district, but all over the country, and that one day you are going to occupy the position of leadership in the party. You are going to need comrades to pull in one direction in order for us to realize the promises in our manifesto, in our implementation plan. You are going to ensure that SPYL Party emerges victorious at every election because we know the love and care we have for this country and we want it to succeed. And we want our people to live with dignity. We want our people to have equal opportunities. We want our people to have the ability to make decisions for themselves because they are empowered to do so. Make sure you play that role in whatever way you can. Whether as a SPYL Party member, whether you decide to take a leadership position, you must be guided by the principles and the values of SPYL Party. Otherwise, you will not make it very far. So comrades, with that, I wish you a successful rest of your campaign period from now until November. Continue to participate, continue to serve with commitment and diligence, continue to support your leadership. That way we'll continue to strengthen the SPYL Party's resolve in delivery of the SPYL Party and its people in the Republic of Namibia. Thank you very much, comrades, for your kind attention.
pitika kale ni pamwana
mabebe moswako mu
President Oshana Omaudo
kana wano shiri
President Oshana
Namibia Umauto kana wano shiri
Tato kumapula na etu
tukonje ni tumangulu ni Namibia
Tato kumapula na etu
tukonje ni tumangulu ni Namibia
President Oshana President Oshana Thank you.
Ulengo katinyo kuogololu wawe Ulengo katinyo kuogololu wawe Yalo Hello, DJ, Masa DJ. Yes, Master DJ, please put for us the mix one so that you can dance a bit. Yeah. The mix? Okay.
Militar
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. We did justice to the day and to the youth also. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to continue our program. I would just like to recognize what our minister have said. Our minister have said, politics informs everything. The way our schools are built, the way the way our schools are built, the way our roads are built, the way we demand electricity, the way we demand water is all because of politics. So as we move on to the next point, this is why you are here. Politics informs. So now we are going to the panel of discussion. But in your program, it was indicated that Comrade the Kameni Party Youth League Regional Secretary, Information Mobilizer and Publicity, was supposed to be the moderator for the discussion. But now, we are going to have our district secretary, Comrade. Oh, Ficameni say, Viva, Comrade Ficameni, Viva! Viva, Comrade Ficameni, Viva! Viva, Comrade Ficameni, Viva! Thank you so much. I give the floor to him.
Viva Oshana, viva! Viva Oshana, viva! Viva the Youth League, viva! Viva Comrade Theofilus, viva! Viva Comrade Hofni, Iipinge, viva! Viva Comrade Albertina Srikomenyo, viva! Viva the leadership of SPYL! Viva the political bureau of SPYL! Viva the Central Committee of SPYL! Viva the elders of SPYL! Viva the Youth League of SPYL! Viva the women of SPYL! Viva the pioneers of SPYL! Viva NECA! Viva FPCA! Viva the workers! Aluta! Victoria! Thank you very much, comrade. I think I just arrived in time so that I can take up my task wholeheartedly. And my sincere apologies to the high table. I just traveled from Swakop now. I did not even reach home. As you all know, we had the SOE games. So we had to attend. And for your information, I'm good in volleyball. And I scored a lot of goals for you guys. Thank you very much. Comrade District Secretary, as I appear on the program, I will be directing the second section of this event, which is the panel discussion, where we are going to discuss with Comrade Theofilus and Honorable Governor, where we are going to discuss issues pertaining our youth affairs, either in the region or at the national level. As we all know, we as young people have been allocated an amount of 270 million, which is being transformed now into the Youth Fund. And then we also have the SWAPO Party Manifesto that is being incorporated into the NDP6. It's a blessing for us, a SWAPO Party. We have a well-crafted SWAPO Party Manifesto that is now, that gave birth to the NDP6. So even though we have other political parties that are opposing us, they are going to work on our ticket because we have the manifesto. They are going to work according to what we want to achieve as a country. Without further ado, I would like to ask our Honorable Governor Okay. In addition to our panelists at the high table, as they have been appearing on the flyers, we also have Comrade Linda Shikongeni. Can you please rise, Comrade Linda? Who is our economist by profession. We also have the youth guru. I call him Mr. Know-it-all, Comrade Joshua Matati, who is also going to also take part into in this activity to unpack what our manifesto have in store for us. Comrade Matati, can you just rise so that you can come to the high table? Thank you. We also have thank you. We also have Comrade Toivo Nankonga, who is also part of the SPYL leaders assigned to Oshana region. He is also going to be part of the panel. He is an expert
in TVET. And for your information, as young as he is, he has been acting as a center manager of, he is a TVET guru in his own rights. Thank you. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I would like to give an opportunity to Honorable Governor Hofni Iipinge to share more light how his office is going to facilitate on how the young people are going to benefit from either the SWAPO Party manifesto or the youth fund that is being allocated. Do we have a circulating mic? Oh, we use this one. Okay.
Thank you very much once again to our moderator of this session and to our Minister of Information, Communication and Technology and our fellow young people, different professions, experts that are dealing with youth matters. I'm very, very much excited. Looking at the panelists here, so that shows that we are in charge. That shows that we are in charge. No excuse. So some of these things, we used to sit at the back there. Now we are the one on the front seat. So let me say it's now our time. And I'm very happy that, first let me thank Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Mutumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, for really showing love and interest and caring as a mother in advancing youth empowerment. Because when we look at our theme, the theme of our manifesto that we have been campaigning for, all of us, in all the 14 regions throughout Namibia, we made a call to the people of this republic, regardless of their political affiliation, through the head of state, our President, Her Excellency, Dr. Mutumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, that unity in diversity, natural resource beneficiation for youth empowerment and sustainable development should be the key for all our implementation programs of the government. So that's why when I was making a statement, I said, we are now given that opportunity. There is no excuse at all for us to really implement what we have been fighting for. Me as a member of the Central Committee of the party, starting from the sub-party, we have been advocates. We were only advocating for our constitution. Now we are here, we are the implementers. We are no longer advocates. We are the implementers. And there is no way that we are not going to implement the government programs as it was already deeply stipulated in our recently launched NDP6, and which is also a copycat of our manifesto. So we promise that we don't need to come up with a lot of documents. Let's come up with one strong document that is speaking to all of us and in the best interest of all the Namibian people. And that is the NDP6 in collaboration with our manifesto, which was now translated into that national development plan that we are going to follow. It's a government document. It is the government's responsibility to make sure that it funds all the programs that are in that NDP 6. And that's why when we talk of natural resources beneficiation, we are saying all the natural resources that we have, regardless, they are there to benefit the Namibian people before we sell them out. That's why now we talk of local content, or we talk of value addition. Because we have been, or just, sending our natural resources in the raw form, but now I know the ministry in charge. So as a directive from the head of state, so we have to make sure that natural resources, we add value and we create more employment. So when we talk of youth empowerment, so when we have been youth and engaging with, those years, we are very, very aggressive. That nothing is for the youth without the youth. Nothing is for the youth without the youth. Because it has been every time youth empowerment. But some of our colleagues have been thinking that I think this youth empowerment is just a word of mouth, and we are not really considering it. But as I said, when we are advocating, so we don't advocate for things to happen at that time. Because when you are planning, you plan, then you implement. You just don't implement without planning. Therefore, we have been advocating until now we reach that boiling point of making sure that what we have been advocating, it's realized and it should be implemented as such in this national development plan. That's why that 270 million Namibian dollars was allocated specifically for the youth projects. And the line ministry, they will make sure that that money or that resources is being used targeting young people of this country. So all of us together, and me as a governor of the region, I'm not working in isolation. That's why I preach for unity and for cooperation, to work together to receive and address all issues affecting our young people. And we know them all. The most important one is unemployment. How are we going to address the issue of unemployment among the youth? Not only in Oshana, but across the country. So the money is available, but you don't just get it because it was made for the youth, then you just come to the governor's office. We want our money. So you should come up with projects. We should come up with projects that are well informed and that can qualify you to benefit from that package. Otherwise, the money is not in the office of the governor, it's with the Ministry of Finance. And when you come up with the proposals, well-informed proposal that will produce tangible results that will also, for the best interest of the people of Namibia. Of course, we have to review and come together and see how we can assist you. Because the money is yours. You have the portion. So when we also talk about the youth empowerment, it's not only on project creation, on education as well. So if we empower the government, trying but by all means to empower all the young people through education. When we have that skills, the know-how, it's obviously that we are going to break the chain together of unemployment, because some of the people, they will be serving others in different offices, different departments, and we make sure as leaders we have to champion the allocation of that amount of money to make sure that it benefits our young people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that insightful contribution, Honorable Governor. Maybe I should also pass on the mic to our Honorable Minister. The SWAPO Party Manifesto has a section that speaks of creative industries. And there was, at one meeting, at one gathering in Windhoek, one youth league gathering, you and yourself and Honorable Deputy Minister of Sports, Comrade Balotti, have ensured the Namibian nation that you are going to revive the Namas. What strategies are they in place to make sure that we incorporate the creative industry to create more jobs, especially on young people that are either doing music, art, or any other creative industries, activities in one umbrella?
Thank you very much, moderator. So I think the creative industry, as we all know, has become one of the 7 priorities in the SWAPO Party Manifesto. The creative industry has the potential to create jobs, and it has a long value chain. In fact, so that's why it has been allocated a fund to ensure that the creatives are given the necessary capital to expand their creative arts. This fund, of course, will reside in the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, with that long name now. In fact, I abbreviate it now as MESAC, as per the Prime Minister's advice, because it's much easier to remember. But that is a priority under the manifesto, because Her Excellency the President has deemed it fit to say, young Namibians are talented, or Namibians in general are talented. How can we harness that talent to ensure we create opportunities for jobs and an income in the pockets of everybody who has the potential to entertain, the potential to put up creative, content for people to enjoy, and ensure that they benefit monetarily from that creativity. So that is why we committed, myself and the Deputy Minister of Youth, Honorable Balotti, at a previous engagement in commerce of the party, that we want to revive the Namas, and that in the reviving of the Namas, that the creative industry gets the necessary attention, in addition to that fund to help create it. I must also add here that the Ministry of ICT also has the National Film Commission. They resort under the ministry. I know film has the power. I mean, just look at Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood. And it's such a chain, because from the time the equipment is brought into the country, from the script writer, that's a job. The director of the film, that's a job. The actors, that's a job. The extras, that's the job. Those actors need to be transported, that's creation of a job. Those actors need to eat, that's creation of a job. Those actors need to be put on makeup, that's creation of a job. Those actors need to have costumes, creation of a job. Lighting, job. Sound, job. Imagine. So it's such a large value chain that the film industry specifically has the potential to create jobs. So we want to expand that in the Creative Industry Fund to ensure that filmmakers have the necessary funding to create films, to create content that can be competitive not only in the country and the continent but the world, so Namibian talent can be recognized all over. We are creating jobs, but we're also creating opportunities for Namibians. Lastly here, I just wanted to add that although the manifesto doesn't speak a lot about technology, it also sees it as an economic enabler, because Much of what we do today now is enabled by technology. It has such an umbrella role for any sector. Mining uses technology to dig out minerals that we export or that we're going to beneficiate through systems, through machine and so on. That's technology. Technology in when we connect and watch YouTube videos and so on, that's technology. When we ensure that emergency services can, respond to emergencies, that's technology. So technology will ensure that it pops up in every industry, in health, in education. So it has such an underlying role it can play to create jobs and to enable the success of so many sectors. So as Minister of ICT, in alignment to not only our manifesto but also NDP 6, we want to get back to basics to make technology and the digital world ensure it creates jobs. One, we need to ensure people have access to connectivity. The network expansion is actually expanded for the next 5 years. One, affordable data. Because data, if it's not affordable, then it's not utilized. So we want to make it more affordable so citizens can use it. Affordable and access to devices. If you only have a Tamagotchi or the brick phone, huh, it doesn't help you because you're unable to use data and actually connect to the internet and get the opportunities through there to research, running your business on Facebook, creating a YouTube video channel. All of that requires you to have a smartphone. So we want to make those smartphones a bit cheaper so people can afford them and use them. The next one is fair regulation that doesn't trample innovation. Making sure we have the necessary foundation of legislation, whether it's cybercrime bill, data protection, so that when you go online, your data is protected, your privacy is protected, so nobody exploits you being online. But you must also be educated to be safe online, so we stop the scams that are going around where people are scamming people. Because you are showing where you live, you're constantly showing you swiping your card. People can take those numbers off the card. You are clicking onto links that says they promise you winning a prize. People are accessing your phone and your data to get into control of your mobile app so they know how to scam you. Let us inform ourselves, educate ourselves and our loved ones who might not necessarily know. Then the next one is the monetization of content. I announced this before and I'm announcing it here again. We are working on ensuring that those of you that have YouTube channels, that are on TikTok, on Instagram, you get money for the content you're pouring out. So we want to bring that program to the country where Google AdSense allows you to be paid when you create that content. And thank you. And finally, we have a project in the work called Project 1000. We want to have skills, data analytics skills for young people. It only requires 3 months training. So you are able to get paid when you do data analytics online. We'll talk about more that project once we've completed designing it. But those are the low-hanging fruits to ensure that young people get jobs, whether you have a grade 9 certificate or grade 12 certificate, or you have a degree and you're unemployed or you're unskilled and you're unemployed, semi-skilled, unemployed. Technology has the potential to ensure all of us are employed, and that is what we want to push for the Minister of ICT. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. So, those guys that are always busy with TikTok, you must take note of some of these sentiments that are made and make sure that when the time arises, you must make sure that you also benefit. I want to come back to Dr. Matati Joshua, who is an expert in the education industry. Dr. Matati, as you can see, we are having a lot of students here. Some are from the Jose Eduardo campus, that is having the Department of Engineering. We also have students from the nursing, the teaching. Especially when it comes to teaching, we have a lot of unemployed graduates. And I remember having a conversation with a deputy director in the then Ministry of Higher Learning, the deputy director that deals with labor markets. They don't have a database on what they produce and what the market can may absorb. How do you advise the government when it comes to jobs and labor market, not excluding the new emerging industries of oil and gas?
Thank you very much, Comrade Moderator. I want to anchor my discussion and contribution on a variety of issues, but not suspending the question that you have asked about youth unemployment. So the first thing is that you have heard about the NDP6. The NDP6 is cascaded from the manifesto, election manifesto. Somewhere in the middle, the Honorable Minister made reference to the implementation plan, manifesto implementation plan, that has seven priority areas. First of all, the first one being agriculture. I think as young people, you shouldn't feel left out. You cannot feed a country with old heads. Young people must take center stage to capture the industry of agriculture. Mind you, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources are combined now. There's a lot of opportunity for you. All you need to do is to put your ears on the ground, listen to the opportunities that are coming. The second one is that of sport. Sport cannot be played by a 50-year-old like some of us. So it is specific for young people. And I think I value those that have come up with this manifesto, which is pro-youth. The third point is that of youth empowerment. And youth empowerment has been said from the theme, that is one, the combined theme. There is always talk of youth empowerment. And youth empowerment is subsequently followed by quality education and training. So there are a lot of issues on youth empowerment. Tax rebate, you have heard about that. The work integrated learning that should be practiced. These are all opportunities for young people to go and showcase their talents. And then they come back this time well equipped with the knowledge that they picked from there. Coming back to your question about unemployment, the education is continuously being transformed so that it responds to the current needs of the culture, society, and the economy. So the curriculum responsiveness that we have indulged in as institutions of higher education, specifically the University of Namibia, is to address some of these shortcomings. And with a number of youth that are said to be unemployed, there are entrepreneurial opportunities that are coming from every of these key areas of the 7 areas that I mentioned. And I think as young people, you need to be tactful on how to position yourself so that you can scoop all these opportunities that are coming your way. So I think let me rest my case for now and allow other colleagues to come in. Thank you.
When we are talking about education, I feel that maybe the students wanted you also to touch on NASFAF. You know NASFAF? Bank window, oh, it was touched already. Oh, okay. Remember bank window?
So you wanted me to come in for that?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Matati. Now I want to hand over to Mr. Shikongeni Ninda, but before I give him the floor, I just want to tell the house here that we are going to also open the session of question and answers, and I think we are just going to have a limited number because of time. We also have to continue. We are also having recruitment because it's elections are just around the corner. We need to do more. We must be on the ground. We still have to proceed to Ondangwa we have a recruitment and a Sunday session there. So we are just going to maybe allow 4 or 5 questions from the audience. Coming back to Mr. Shikongeni Linda, as an economist, how do you advise our government to have a full implementation of the SWAPO manifesto and to make sure that nothing goes, nothing hinders the progress of the full implementation of the NDP6 and the SWAPO party manifesto?
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, young persons of Ongwediva and of Oshana region, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, okay. I think maybe before I go to the question how I have to advise government on the implementation.
Yes, yeah.
Of the plan as well as, okay. You see, when we were growing up by then, after independence, we had, by then we were hearing our founding president always, he would say we have to fight hunger, poverty, and ignorance. But I come to realize that as we are growing now, and also as a country, as it grows after independence, it's that we are trying on hunger and poverty, we are trying, but on the third thing of ignorance, I don't know how did it slip. What I'm trying to say here is that we need, as young people, we need to be informed. We need to be informed by reading and also by creating network. Having said that, the SWAPO party manifesto as well as the implementation plan, and now to government in a form of the NDP, because the NDP6 is informed by the manifesto. So if you look in the NDP, which is informed by the manifesto, it has 4 pillars. Yes. So now, going back to the manifesto, if you look at those priority areas, there are 4 areas, and they are all youth-centered. If you critically analyze them, because if you look at both agriculture, youth empowerment, creative industry, as well as the sport, is youth-centered. So what we can say is that the 8th administration, it's youth-centered. The 8th administration is really trying to empower the young people. If you look at the statistics, youth unemployment in Namibia, it's about 40%. Coming to our own here, Oshana, youth unemployment is above 30%. Now, I don't know how many of you who are currently ready and able to work now, or all of you are students. I'm not sure of that. Yeah. So, what I'm advising young persons, look at those, especially those 4 areas. See where can you fit in. Then those 4 areas that we are seeing in the manifestos that are directly speaking to the young people. Then you try to look in the pillars of the NDP6, especially on the pillar of the economy. Try to see where can you fit, because there are some pillars and as well as some areas where most of those areas that are mentioned in the manifesto it explains well, because it's kind of a theory-centered approach of our NDP6, because it's informed also of our past and also our present and where we want to go. So I want you, all of you who are ready to get in the job market or to get into your own businesses, to really take advantage and see where can you fit in so that you become more active in the economy of our country. Having said that, I think our government is well organized. That's the first thing. Because as a government we have what we call, the government of the Republic, public service has what we call the performance management system. And the performance management system, it against now with the NDP, it has to come down to the OMAs, what we call offices, ministries and agencies. They have to have strategic plans. Now, the strategic plans, again, they will be informed by the NDP, which is informed by the party manifesto. So these strategic plans of these institutions will now put up their strategic objectives depending now on their mandate. Then those strategic objectives, it's what again will inform their work plan as institutions. So those work plans now will inform individual performance agreements. Now, as the NDP6 has what we call the implementation plan and monitoring and evaluation. So now, the government, what it will do to make sure that it remains at par, the implementation actually remains at par. What will happen is that these individual performances, individual performance agreements that are informed by the work plans of those institutions and the strategic plans have to make sure that they meet their targets. Then the implementation plan of the NDP6, it has the component of monitoring and evaluation, where the National Planning Commission has a bigger role to play to make sure that when all these institutions, when they report, we have to track progress and also see if we are meeting our target as we have set it in the NDP and also as it's set in the SWAPO Party manifesto as well as its implementation plan. I think in short, that's the process.
Thank you very much, Comrade Shikongeni. But before I let you go, we might also have youth that are targeting direct employment from somewhere. Some they want to create their own businesses. But a lot of them, they might not know where the starting point is in terms of registering their businesses and where to go from them, from there. Can you just quickly, in a few seconds, just to go through on what is expected from them?
Yeah. Yes, I thank you again. Okay. What will happen is that, or what is happening is that we are fortunate enough, for instance, Oshana, because on formalization of businesses, we have business and intellectual property office here in the region, which is catering for the northern region. So for any young person that you want to formalize your business, you should just physically visit the office and go through the process of registering your enterprises. Now, I always say that you don't need to formalize your business to start doing business. You can start doing your business informally as long as it's not illegal. It's not illicit activities. where I'm talking about things that business activities that will require licensing. Yeah. But if it's just general business, for instance, as we are saying on the ICT component or social media thing, those things you can start because you don't perhaps need a license before you start informally generating money. Or if you are good at using your hands, if you are coming up with your creative, maybe your visual arts, or you are creating products out of it, you don't need any permission to start doing the business. So you can start doing the business. Then gradually, it's when now, for instance, now you can visit the Business and Intellectual Property Authority for you to formalize your business. If you go back again to the National Development Plan 6, again, we are talking that we will do micro, small, and medium enterprises support as well as informal activities or informal businesses. So it's running parallel, except for activities that are not authorized for them to be operated.
Thank you very much. You have heard it. We don't want you to go and sell ngungula and then later we will visit you in jail. Or these things of order with me. You know where the problem is. That's why Comrade Shikongeni have made it clear that we have ignorance. We are ignoring the laws of the country, and you want to do things your way, in your own way. The issue with order with me, things being confiscated, is because you have to pay duties, import duties. Now you want to chicken out. It's not gonna work. So let's do things procedurally so that you at the end of the day you don't say you say no, it's the Swapa Party government, but we have to comply with the laws that are in place. I want to move to Comrade Toivo Nangonga on my far right. Comrade Matati here have given us a tip of an Eben. Can you please stand? Yes. This is Comrade Da Silva. He's a coach. He played football and he's still playing for the veterans. You may take a seat. Now, Honorable Minister, there is always a question that makes rounds of why the brave warriors have to go play to neighboring countries, while we have facilities that are either dormant or they don't reach, they are not at the FIFA standards to be played professional football. What are the government strategies that are in place to revive our football stadiums? Sorry, it's not IT related, but I know you can give us a hint.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So yes, it's true. Sports, as we know, has also been identified as a very, very strategic area or a priority area under the manifesto. And that's why funding in this financial year has been allocated to the Ministry of Sports. One, to improve the independent stadiums so that it reaches the FIFA standards necessary for our warriors to start playing back home. But on top of that, included also in the report of Her Excellency on Monday, the 3-month report, 2 stadiums have been identified, one in the Ongwediva region and one in the Kavango regions, to have a 10,000 seat capacity and to meet the CAF standards to be built as the first phase sports stadiums, so that we can expand sports facilities in the country, because it's just not the stadium, it's becoming sort of like a sports center. There has to be a netball court, there has to be a basketball court, there has to be changing rooms and all of that. So for it to reach that CAF standards, so that sports become that mainstream enabler for young people, one, to be busy, but also to create jobs. And I also just want to add here to say that in majority of the sports codes in the whole world, Namibia has proven to be one of the countries that does well. Whether it's soccer, whether it's rugby, whether it's cricket, hockey, you can name it, swimming, gymnastics. Namibia has proven to be one of those countries that if they go to a competition, just recently we won the netball, in Dubai? Yeah, in the UAE. So we have really proven that as a country we have a particular niche in terms of sports codes and actually conquering the sports in those particular talents. So we have the potential truly to be a country that can be a great one if we have the enabling supporting infrastructure where those sports codes are concerned. So this is why that investment has been made. The Ministry of Sport has been allocated the money. They simply have to get to work in terms of allocating the contractors for refurbishment or building, so those infrastructures are up, and for citizens, young people in particular, to hone their skills in those sports codes and to export that talent to the world. It creates employment, it puts our country's name on the map, it flies our flag high, and can create that Namibian brand in terms of our talent that we can export to the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe that one day we will host a World Cup where we will see Ronaldo's from Brazil and all these guys here. Thank you. Honorable Governor, you once served as a cultural officer. You once served as a cultural officer here in Oshana region. For us to reach our achievements is only when we are disciplined. So how will culture preservance will be a guiding tool for us to achieve, as disciplined young people, to achieve our dreams?
Thank you very much, moderator. You know, we are all African, isn't it? And we are all coming from our parents' houses. So, you know, a nation without discipline cannot lead itself. A nation without discipline cannot lead itself. That's why when we talk about unity in diversity as our theme for the manifesto, it's because we want to promote unity regardless of from which tribe are you coming from. So, you know, culture, it's a, you know, we say if you don't have culture, it's like you are a tree without roots. You will be just being blown by the wind here and there because you don't have, you are not firm. You are not firm. So good enough in our, you know, before all of us go to school, before all of us have friends, before all of us get exposed to different towns, different cultures, different people, and many, many other things. All of us from our own houses where we came from, we were already groomed on how we behave culturally, on what we should do, about the do's and the don'ts. We know that. So that is our basic education from home. Before our parents send us to pre-primary, secondary schools, that's why the way we behave towards each other, it's like church leaders. Because if you were, you know, that time when you were young, you become, you go to Sunday schools, because Sunday school talked about the Bible, on how to treat each other, how to love each other, how to love yourself, how to assist others. So we grew up with that root in us. That's why nothing will separate us, because we know who we are, because we know our foundation, where we came from, and we know, and that it teaches us where we are going. Good enough, you know, our ministry, it's not working in isolation. That's why we have Ministry of Basic Education. Now it's just Ministry of Education, Art and Culture. So where we have got the Department of Culture and National Heritage Programs. So, and we see how rich our culture is. Oshana region, it's one of the region that is very, very rich in culture, because we got centers also here. We got traditional leaders that are always advocating for discipline among us, and we have also what we call cultural competitions that are taking place under the Ministry of Basic Education, under the Directorate of Culture and National Heritage. Osho shungi mama wumbu. Unfortunately, valley, so we don't sit being younger valley. So we are a little bit losing culture because of our own behaviors. Ma Arusha, we have been reminded of how we should behave in society, how to keep your culture burning, and how to preserve our culture as young people, especially here down north. But I don't want just to say down north, because we talk of unity in diversity. So we are promoting unity among all cultural aspects. That's why the government find it very, very important and crucial that we have to promote culture. And on top of that, it's unity in diversity. Because if you say you are what and you are what and you are what, then we cannot finish. We talk of one Namibia, one nation, because we are here, and our, you know, our constitution allows all of us, regardless of what tribe are you, to stay wherever you want. Whether you are from the south and you want to come and build your house in Oshakati, you are allowed. Whether I'm coming from Utapi and I want to have my house in Katima, I'm allowed. But you have to go through the process, either the local authority councillors, or if you are going traditionally, you have to consult the traditional leaders who are the headmen and the chiefs in those specific areas. And you should also behave to their, you know, you have to dance to the cultural where you are going to reside. Because most of our culture speaks together. They don't speak in isolation. That's why the government is really recognize our traditional leader, traditional authorities, so that they can groom us as one Namibia, one nation, and also respect our values and culture and also unity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor. So, guys, you must remit Amapiano. Remit Amapiano and engage more, either around the fire. Our events calendar of the SPYL Party Youth League in the region, we have activities that are called Ohungi. It's just that we were supposed to host them last year. It's only that we have to cut them short because of the campaigns that were tough. So we are going to continue this year. This year we are going to continue, even during the campaigns. We must have the Ohungis, where we can call experts, just like the way they are sitting here. We can have veterans, we can have anyone, yeah, so that we can just discuss our cultural morals and values. So I want to open the floor for questions before I give back the mic for our panelists to give their concluding remarks. So remember, I want to take as much questions as possible, but unfortunately, because of time, I can only take 5. No? I can only take 5. Section by section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we are done. No? Yeah. These are a set of experts that are here. So what I want you to do is you must ask your question freely, as long as it must be surrounding this, the NDP 6 or those who have went through the SPYL Party manifesto. Is the same document. No? So, Comrade Da Silva, unfortunately, you are part of the regional executive. I would love to give other young people a chance, because for you, you are part of the whole system, unfortunately. Thank you. Let me start with you. So when you stand, you must just say your name. If you are from a certain institution, you name your institution, a branch or a section, you can name that.
My name is Gabriel Panjinga Masindange. I'm from Iipinge Primary Campus, first year student. And I'm from Rastu Sultan branch. I'm under the leadership of Ziggy Sharifu. I don't have much to say, but I have 2 things. One can be either a task, and second one can be either a question or maybe a compliment. Firstly, I want all of us CDs just to take our pens, our writings, and then just write something on a piece of paper, please. It's just a task, simple one. Just to write something on a piece of paper, whatever it pleases you. Okay. Okay. We have wrote that one on a paper, and we were taught that one back ways in kindergarten. And now, if you are to teach a kid from kindergarten agriculture, just to plant a tree, don't you know that the child will carry that way, as if it's just like you, as you carry that way of writing any words from kindergarten, and now you are not taught that one at university, but way back in kindergarten. Secondly, just to say that I will say this without any fear of contradiction, based on the agriculturalist and agricultural policies that are within the NDP 6 that was introduced. So I'm not proposing or either advocating, but agriculture should remain and should be compulsory from grade 1 until grade 9, and then as we have fields of studies in grade 10, learners should able to choose whatever they want to pursue, depending on what they have qualified for. Because if you have the knowledge that you have taught way back in kindergarten, that you know, you will never forget it in life. Even if you end in grade 9, and we have dropouts that they can even drop in grade 9 or grade 10, because if we allow them to go to grade 11, they will have the high failing rate, which will contribute to high unemployment rate. I submit.
Thank you very much. I think this one is more of a suggestion. Yes, a recommendation that agriculture should only be from grade 1 to grade 9, so that from grade 10, learners or students can pursue other aspirations. I think that is what I understood from Comrade. Yes? Okay. You know we have a 50-50 policy, so male, female. Yes. I don't think my mic can reach there, or maybe you can just stand and come. Yeah, just stand and come here. Oh, yeah. Sorry. A female, yes. Please come, Pioneer. Can you please come here? Okay. Oh.
My question concerns on how the minister as well as the governor spoke of free education, that is going to tertiary education, that is going to be introduced by 2026. Now my question goes on as is the free education going to be available for every course offered at the tertiary institution, or is it for the courses that are going to be catering for things such as technology, renewable energy, and other things? Because if we look here, we have courses such as education and nursing, whereby it's overloaded, and we have most of the high unemployment rate is coming from that course. Now, are we going to do away with that course for a period of time, or are we going to continue with it in the tertiary institutions? And if there are any courses that are not included in the free education, is it possible for the minister or maybe any of the officials in front to please make it clear and also speak this for us?
All right, thank you. I think that question is also clear. If free education is going to be for all courses or it's for only technology or renewable energy, leaving out the courses that are saturated. Yeah, I think that one is well taken. Can I have a mail from there? From there, yes. Any hand between there? Okay, we can take from here. Let me rather take from him. Can you please come, Comrade? Yeah. Yes, 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. But allow me to speak my mother language.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, because I know everyone in understand the language. Yeah, the language that's Oshana. Kudira kubraja tadi the student. Kuangi. Wewe jata. Deko sara daiwa kansela wetu. Yeah, ama nanga shefa nenda jaji. Yeah, onina ike epuloli mali gele kina nane kwa minister ituone kondinga yo yedzibiena. Oshikumusha dzibiena ukakunga kutalawa nawa. Shashimeta shiraka nangezipa ashina watu wake ukulandi ngashikwa mwendala chisto kampani. Yeah, omo ngoa tulikoti the security ula okulandi fikutu openinge bucheli nini kwa mara ngoda share pato apply ndako DBN kale kupura okolatera. Okay, ndio ko plan okolatera la mo pondea ai gran pa no flijange como ngo okolatera kangi ya na veshinge shipukushe opotu dure ugata mona efanza shetu dure ugata likutinga anyasha ya o nongenga shipungo omenda shiba na pakale iko programa kucha kesho wa mwana ofanza na pakala veli akaunda bala okukala ba mitingo shwa kucha o enge shefado da odaningi inspection ano bakoitwa opini maya kale yapenda kana o shimane kwa shi shitibainala kwenda boshishi ya la ina mo shatenda ko agriculture ko omninga agriculture ngeno tatale moshilongo shetu mone dolawana mala o agriculture ngwada ndengano emisire do agriculture dilukonga alibo odo medra mali katabi tomono mananda shukuri nashinasha kanasha kanega shimona ya mahalo agriculture kwitigiruka la ilonga ko banyasha ya natango maila kenda la kwenda kwa kucha o Ministry of Education na itare kwa na manga alon jaba mo produce mo bana ya alon jaba mo produce mo bana manga na kufanya ngeke kosa timu ya ba
Okay, come on.
Shanika Erastus, the founder of Noah Yara University.
Shanika Erastus. Thank you. Yeah. Kombe Shanika Erastus. Ndara nana ufikame barabara. Shashi. Omabara oo. Ndara nana popo no waita po. Poyo girima. That's it. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes. Yes, you can come. I think that is the fourth person. We are only remaining with one male now. Okay.
Hello, my name is Rosalia Amuelo, a youth. Oh, okay. I'm Rosalia Amuelo, a youth from Brendan Simbwai, Ongwediva. All right, I would like just to bring my point on agriculture. My dear official, as we know that agriculture requires some factors, and as youth in Ongwediva particularly, we have good idea, we have good plans and skills. But when it's coming to the factor that agriculture requires, we really don't know where to touch and where to go. For example, for agriculture to take place, we require a factor which is a land, a plot, so that I can extend my agricultural skill. That is factor number one. Factor number two, as a youth, we understand we don't have, or what is beating the youth to bring out their skill is startup capital. We don't have startup capital to provide or to start with agriculture. Now, my question, or maybe it's a suggestion. Maybe it's just to get clear information to my dear leader, where exactly as youth we can apply either for small loans from the government to start up with our project. We have project like maybe you can be chicken farming, gardening, but for me to grow spinach and vegetables, I need capital, goods as well. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rosalia. I think we are very much lucky to have our youthful governor when it comes to land. I think he will ponder on that one. And the startup capital, we have an economist that is sitting among us here. He will also shed some more lights there. And I think we are going to put together the DBN and collateral, the collateral and the mentorship program. We are going to put it together with the startup capital, with Comrade Rosalia, and also for land acquisition, we are going to put it together with the agricultural offices in Ongwediva, as Erastus have alluded that they don't offer any services. I think the Honorable Governor will be in a very good position to answer to answer that one. I'm only going to take one mail from the back. One mail from the back. I know, but it's 50-50. Okay, in the absence of a male at the back, can I have one female? Yes, come please. And then we close off the question and answer. Yeah. So what we are going to do is, for those who have further questions, just write them down and bring them to me. I will forward them to the office of the governor. Thank you.
Hello, comrade. My name is Justin Hedimbi. and I'm a second-year student at the HP. Not only that, I'm also the National Secretary for Gender and Community Development of NASA. And my question is, now that we are cutting off non-tuition fee for the learners, the students, sorry, don't we think that we are sending the students into the street? Like the boy child, we are sending them into robbery, and also the girl child, we are sending them into prostitution. Not that that's, it's a, I don't know how to put it, but at least we should consider that most of the students depend on the non-tuition fee, and also there are students who are capable of setting up their own businesses with the non-tuition fee. I feel like we should maybe reconsider and maybe give them half of the portion if we can almost give them at least the whole portion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Justin. I think Comrade Matatu will be in the position to answer that one. So what Justin is saying is that if students are not going to pay tuition fees, they are not going to get refund from NASFAF. Don't window. This is where the problem is coming. Okay, so we close off the question and answer. So I will give the opportunity, the first opportunity to Comrade Dr. Matati, just to ponder on the non-tuition fee and sending the boy child into robberies and then the girl students into prostitution.
Thank you very much, Comrade Moderator. I just want to swing back to your earlier question that was about NASFAF, and I packed it. Now it came straight from the audience. Good enough, I have been at the center stage of propagating for the scrapping of the fees. I'm speaking as an observant from the university. We have seen students that were coming to the cashier to submit a claim, and then when they walk out of that hall, they go and purchase 2 vehicles from Yan Japan. Okay? Now, there are those that are sitting at home because there is no fund to pay for them. Now, if it was a selfish me, honestly, I would propagate for us to be given a rebate of either 21,000, which was carried down to 17,000, and now nothing, to accommodate more young people, because in this manner, our young brothers and sisters will also be paid for. Interestingly, in this submission of the paying for tuition fees by the government, one of something that stands out is to pay for postgraduate studies. So it has never been the case. Postgraduate, I see a number of graduates here that would have loved to study for postgraduate qualifications. So you are now having manna around you. You just need to start preparing yourself to eat. So I think we should look at this initiative as something that will help many, as opposed to only few individuals that are going to benefit. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Comrade Chikongeni, the DBN collateral free and membership, mentorship programs, and also startup capital.
Okay, thank you. One, I think I should make a disclaimer here. I'm not speaking on behalf of any institution. It's only the general knowledge that I have, and also because I'm a public servant. On the government has made arrangements, for instance, for the Development Bank of Namibia to fund. Under if you guys who have been following, there is what we call skills. SME financing strategy that has expired, but what is happening under those programs that are currently running, for instance, under DPN, you still have skills-based funding. You still have the government has made also a provision of what we call credit guarantee arrangements in place, where commercial banks, most of the big 4 commercial banks we have in the country, they have subscribed to that arrangement of government, where you as a business person, you can go to the bank, then there is a guarantee put by government around 60% of what you are asking. Say if you are asking 1,000, then 600 is it will be secured by government. Then you bring 400 on the table. Those are some of the arrangements that are in place when it comes to this business funding. But however, we have also grants, what we call grants, where the government, for instance, Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy, we have been, because we also have the mandate for supporting micro, small and medium enterprises, we assist with them with what we call production equipment. Because our focus mostly, we have the mandate of industrialization, we are doing value addition and manufacturing. For those, for instance, are having interest in agriculture, agro-processing, when it comes now to the value chain, you will come at a stage where we will require, for instance, mechanization, where we will require equipment for you to process some of your produces from the field. Then that's where now the ministry, for instance, can come in to give you grants in a form of production equipment. The other component maybe that I want to bring in also on just to support on this issue of startup is subsidized approach by Ministry of Agriculture. What they are doing is that now in terms of agricultural produces, the horticulture produces, they can subsidize, for instance, if you need equipment, things like tanks, things like drip irrigations, and all these things. Those agriculture will they are trying to assist those businesses in that area, where they subsidize again with around, I think, 60 to 70% of the required cost of you to set up some of this equipment. But overall, what I can suggest is that let's not try also to start to think too big. Some of these grants can get you to start off. Then you scale up as you go. And also, people will not really be convinced just with ideas. Try to be doing something. Yeah? We are good at selling ideas, but when it comes to implementation, it's always a bit of a challenge. So try to start doing something. Have your small backyard garden. Start from there. Even when you are applying, for instance, for a grant from the ministry or a subsidized equipment from the ministry, then you at least people can say this person has interest because she's even having a backyard garden that she has been running. I think the other thing that I need to share with you also is on the mentorship. Mentorship also, the government also, the component of industries, mines and energy. Now when we talk of micro, small and medium enterprises, we have also mentorship programs. We do them even to convene just for normal business management kind of courses. We also do technical skills. We recently, for instance, concluded a month ago, we concluded, for instance, for this northern region, we concluded with what we call standards in agro-processing, prerequisite, how one processes that one have to go through when you are preparing, for instance, all the agro-related products. So we have also those arrangements in place. So it's a matter of you to be always on the lookout. When we call for adverts, you have to show interest, submit your applications. Also go on our website. You guys have access to internet. You should also visit any of the nearest offices that is around you. Yeah, so all in all, because of time, I think I might rush a bit, but you can always also engage me after this session. I will share my contacts. And also the other thing, maybe what I can say to young people as a concluding remark is just to say that we have to take the interest of this country first before ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor. The agricultural offices don't offer anything, and then Losaria and Luendo have no access to land.
Thank you very much. We said agriculture it's the first priority when it comes to our manifesto. That's why we said when you are leading a hungry nation, just be ready that you are leading an angry nation. If people are hungry, then expect the worst, because they won't even listen. That's why we made it to be the first priority to make sure that we produce enough food. We have our own food, enough for all of us. So the land we have, but the problem that we have, let me just tell you, I'm 12 days in the office. But when I came to the office, I have to visit all the local authority councillors, Ongwediva, Oshakati, and Ndangwa, and also address some issues regarding the service delivery, land, housing, and other issues, and many things that are affecting our people in our daily life. Thereafter, then we come to, I started visiting also the regional councillors, where I met with traditional leaders. I also visit the traditional authorities. Like Oshana, it's bordered with 3 traditional authorities. Here it's Ukwambi Traditional Authority, Ondonga Traditional Authority, and Ukwanyama Traditional Authority. So traditional authority are the custodians of the land, communal land. So, and I know most of us that lives outskirts of the town. So it's for us to make sure that we talk to the traditional leaders to give us portion of land to use it for agricultural purposes. And there are a lot of projects abandoned in the constituency where I traveled. A lot. Projects are dead. People, they get projects, then they abandon them. There are challenges. I know them. Sometimes maybe financial, no expertise. You get land, but you are not trained. Maybe Minister of Agriculture is not coming forth to train those people that have land on how to make use of it and what types of crops to put in there, according to the weather of our country. There are summer crops, there are winter crops. People, they just don't have expertise. Some of us, the project is there standing and we start stealing. Everything. Now, the land is there, it became a white elephant. And either pay or maybe we don't have expertise. We just started the project, but we're not trained. Or we are not receiving proper education from our agricultural extension officers, which we have in the region. We address all those issues. And moving forward is going to be business unusual. To the councillors that I visited, I went to all those projects and we are going to revive all those projects. We are not doing it for one person, but you should come there as a group. Maybe you are 3 or 4. There is one in Okachari, big one. And next Monday, I send already some agricultural extension officer to Yakatrepe, Paipi. Then we start utilizing that land. It's already fenced off. maybe 15 years. It's not what it was never used before. It was just given, but it was never used before. It's a prime land, fertile land. And we got also some in Ongwediva. We got some in Mpunja. We got some in Okaku. We got some in Oshana. We got some in Oshakati, Ondangwa rural. We have some in Okatana. We have some in Oshakati West. We got some in Oshakati East. I visited most of those projects. And we are going to, I given instructions. Because the budget is already there, it's only that we have to revive those projects and give them to those who want to make use of it. Maybe if you really have got that energy and you have got a very good proposal, and I also come up with one professional trainer from HP campus who offered his own free expertise to come and train and assist also with the knowledge he has, because he is an agricultural lecturer at HP campus. He was my former lecturer. So then he offered me that opportunity, that he want to give that free service to whoever, if we get land, he come in. I know I already talked to our agricultural extension officers. The waters are all over, rural water supply is all over. We just get the tractor, full, then they bring a pipe of water to those projects. Then I talked also to the Minister of Agriculture. She was here, she only left last week, about the boreholes, just to, to back up in case of shortage of water. And that week, we just opened a water purification plant in Oshakati for Nam water. We have already a plant, but it's small. We are building one big one that is costing over 700 million to get water from Msati, Agazi Mwangola, Oshana. We are the luckiest one because the plant is just in our town here in Shakati. Then we extend it to support or to assist Hangwena and also Shkoto in the far eastern side. We are done with that, and now it's just to implement and make sure that those projects kicked off. So please don't hesitate to see me, bring your proposal, or go through your leadership, or you can make an appointment. You come to our office. It's not my office, it's your office. I'm there to save you. Bring all your proposal at the office of the governor, then we will see how we can assist you or to incorporate you in those projects that we identify within the region. Thank you. Then we talk of free education. Free education, I know it's a challenge. It's not yet implemented yet. It's not yet implemented. It's for next year. And the ministry is busy, looking at all those hanging fruits and also see how to address some of those elements of the non-tuition fees. But I know the ministry is also identify some land here in Oshakati we have for student accommodation. They will start building those student accommodation soon. Ventuk, they will do the same, and somewhere else. And when we talk of maybe some courses to be, or if the fund is only going to be specifically for some courses maybe, but not including other courses. No, there's nothing like that. Education is for all. When you look at Article 20 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, so it offers free education, not free education of the Republic of Namibia. So it offers the right to education for all of us, regardless of what you want to do. So the courses will remain. I know when it comes to teaching and nursing, it's very saturated. We are oversupplying. Now we are just graduating for the street. That's why we got a lot of nurses and teachers that are just roaming in the street. So I know 3 years ago, there was a cut on the enrollment of nurses and teachers. But it brought us also problems, because those one who find themselves without enough points for other courses, so it means that we are also going to discriminate them. What the government is doing is just to to promote courses that are responding to the current need that we have in the country, especially oil and gas. But I know not all of us were going to do oil and gas. When His Excellency the President Semnyoma was talking about geologists, now everybody just flew to do geologists. We still have a lot of geologists that are roaming in the street. The problem, we go there, we saturate the market, and you know, we have got all these small institutions that we need to regulate. We need to regulate, and I know the ministry is also busy regulating. Some of us, for you to go to the university by then, 35 points. I was at HP. By then it was Ongwediva College of Education. Mara paife na tai kwa hiyo amusharo ngige ninge kwa hiyo IOL a point at the 19 ninge 20 or 25. At the end of the day, you are all teachers. But your entry requirement were different. Your university is asking 35. IUM is asking 19 or 20 or 23. IOL is asking 15. Other private institution is asking this, because honestly, I think it's an oversight from NQA, because they just approve all those institutions. They are just mushrooming with their points. They don't care whether the people are going to get job, as long as they just graduate for the street. At the end of the day, it's the government problem. And when we are talking also to you, you don't want to listen, you want to go to the university of your choice. At the end of the day, you are coming home, back home with your qualification, and you stay home. Because the courses that you are doing, you know already the market is oversaturated, but you are still going there. And you don't want to go to the university or to NAST with those standard requirements. You either go there with your 22 points, because at the end of the day, atusha how long is school like here. I don't know how long is school like here, but the entrance, the required, the entrance requirement were different. So we need to regulate. And if it's asking 28 points, all of us are across the all the institutions, we should just toe the line. Now we got a challenge. I was going through the profile of Oshana, and there's a very big problem when you are graduating. The government institutions are graduating less than the private institutions. And the government are the custodians, and they are the one to assist most of you. Some of those people, they just brought their institutions here. As long as they are making money, they don't care where are you going to end up. As long as you paid, then they graduate you, then you go home with zero. At the end of the day, it becomes a burden of the government. The government doesn't have job, A, B, C, D, and all those things. I know it's a challenge, but the government is really busy addressing it. Non-tuition fee, I've been advocating for this, and I know I should comment on it, even though the minister is coming to comment also. Non-tuition fee, the government want to send the boy child in the street or the girl child to become prostitution. Why do you allow yourself to become prostitution? Yeah? Number one question. Why are you allowing yourself to become a prostitute? Is that a government problem? The government gave you institution, free education to go and study. But now, because you want to live luxury, you want to give extra burden to the government to give you extra. 17,000, it was made also to assist you, at least to buy your gadgets. A laptop, okuningo extra books, okuningo copy, or transport, there were no, student accommodation was not enough up to now. But Shaike or Chimarwa Shocha will go shop. Itamkosa Mawumbochia. Undingo Shono Kutarera, yes, we want to support our business people. Undingo Shono Kutarera, a Chimarango Rocha Papo, a Tango Kamichi, Watarako Nucha, Naiku Pichi Mari. A KFC, the Bafagara Tagaziho. Kuruna tango education ilikoma kumboyota otazengerana nayo amina mfutu akuna safa utumeko kamaliwa eshisho ya wapi imaro kaisho kufuto mashisha imaro inironga yao. That's why when we cut off this, it's because that 17,000 that you are spoiling supposed to assist the next student that is really suffering. We are too selfish. We just think of ourselves. You don't think of the next person who is really suffering. We carried from 21,100 to 17,000 to assist the next person. But the government, you know, it will study all these hanging fruits to check maybe because of ABCD, how much are we going to give as a petty cash out of, for that student, whether for the laptop, for your daily services. But we are misusing the government money because it's your loan. By then it was a loan. Because it's entitled to you, you are going to pay back. Now there is no payback. It's free of charge. So the government, it's free. They just an output. But there is nothing coming in. And we got already students who got a lot of debts. NASAF now is want to take you to what? And we are trying to stop that. You should start before they publish your name. And they have been stopping that until now. Last week they started again, Kucha. Those one who owe, they will send you to debt collectors or ITC, something like that. And we don't want to see such things. So we should all work together and see what is in the best interest of us. The government is there for all of us, but we are not also making justice. The government is you. Yeah, so let's see. The government is studying all these elements. Then we see how we can assist. If there are challenges, they will address before they give full implementation of that free tertiary education. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor. That was a detailed response from the head of the region. So he said quite a lot of fruitful things, starting from the agricultural land. If we have young people that are willing to form a cooperative and take part and take over some of the dormant projects that are in the land. But please don't disappoint us. We are expired youth now. We are not young people anymore. But it's you now that have to go work. But if you are granted something, please take good care of it. Make good use of it. Honorable Minister, do you want?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for all your questions and comments and suggestions. All very much appreciated. A lot has been answered, but I just wanted to reflect on some things you raised. Agriculture, yes, 100%. And I'm very happy that as young people we're embracing agriculture. I remember a few years back, the notion around agriculture was that it's for old people. You know, but now we can all see that it's valuable for all of us. We need to feed ourselves. And as young people, I'm happy that we are leaning more towards agriculture as a very important sustenance for our survival. So what's stopping us, comrades? At our branches, at our sections, can we not start agricultural clubs? We don't need a course from any institution of higher learning. The internet is our school. There are videos, there are training manuals you can find online. There's so much resources nowadays that people before never had access to. So let us use those. Let us start where we are. We can't wait for other people to teach us when we have the resources at our fingertips. Let's start with ourselves. If you have the energy, go start an agricultural club at schools. Maybe the curriculum will take a while to change to ensure that agriculture starts from grade 1 or kindergarten until grade 9. Take it upon yourself and a few of your colleagues and friends and students. Start an agricultural club at your local nearest school and teach those. Get the permission from the directorate or the principal and teach those learners with those resources you find online. I'm a doer. I don't wait for other people to get it right or whatever. If I feel like I have strong convictions about something, I find a way. So let us do it. If we truly believe that that's the way to go. So let us be innovative in our thinking and find a way to assist where we can and to meet government halfway. For education, yes, I think this was answered. There is a task force that has been put in place. Comrades, I can tell you for a fact that when we started in Nanso, we came up with Resolution 16. because we realized that there were a lot of barriers and bottlenecks to education and free education at that. We even came up with the slogans that when it comes to education, the fish must pay, the gold must pay, the diamonds must pay, meaning that education as a basic commodity and a basic right must be paid for by our resources. So we came up with Resolution 16 in 2015 that speaks about abolishing registration fees. I don't know how many of you remember that Free Must Fall campaign that we took countrywide to say that registration fees, because are sometimes hefty. They happen around January and February. Parents and students don't have money, and therefore it cuts access to young people getting into universities or institutions of higher learning. That was passed that year. So this dream of free education has been truly a lifelong dream. Particularly, like I said earlier, that we know the value in which education can change lives, because being educated is one of the most important things. Once you get knowledge, no one can erase your knowledge from your brain. It's only up to you whether you apply that knowledge or not, right? It is really one of the basic things that can empower anybody. Once you know how to do a certain thing, you know how to drive, nobody can erase, whether or not you know how to drive, for example. It's a basic thing that everybody should be empowered with. Hence, this lifelong dream of free education. And I remember tweeting about this after the president announced it during the State of the Nation address. That yes, there'll be bottlenecks. It will not be easy. It's going to be tough. It might not be perfect come 2026. There might be so many hiccups. It might seem like, government doesn't know what it's doing. It might have access for some and not others. But I can tell you, comrades, for free, that free education can transform nations. Go to Germany. Education is free in Germany. And look where Germany is as a state. So go to Finland, having the best education system in the world. Comrades, free education is what we have yearned for, because it can transform nations, it can transform economies. How we get there, how we adjust it to fit the Namibian context and narrative will take some time. So that's why a task force was put together by the Ministry of Education to iron out some of these issues. The first year might be tough, the second year, but I promise you, with free education in year 10, year 15, we'll see that investment. And we'll see the returns on that investment. But nonetheless, if you look at it, education is heavily subsidized by government right now. Put the 1-point-something billion that goes to NSFAF. I am a NSFAF beneficiary. Without NSFAF, I don't think I would have started the LLB I studied at UNAM. Without that NSFAF, I would have not studied law. Although I had, 47 points in grade 12? So you must see the value in education. So there's 1-point-something that goes to NSFAF. Then UNAM gets a subsidy also close to $1 billion. I think it's probably also over $1 billion. Because the course at UNAM, when you as a Namibian go and study nursing, even if your parents take that money, let's say you're not funded by NSFAF, and you go study nursing, education, HR, whatever, the cost of that course as a Namibian has already been heavily subsidized by the state. Because UNAM is a public university. It gets money from the state to ensure that it's subsidized in the electricity it uses, the water, the facilities, the library. The entire facility is subsidized by government, close to $1 billion. Then you go to NAST, same story. I think in the last financial year, or this financial year, NAST got about 700 million or 800 million, just because in terms of the facility available to it, because UNAM has many more campuses than NAST. So it got a lower subsidy because of the infrastructure it has and the number of students it has. Put all that money together. Put all that money together. Truly, you could almost argue that government has somewhere, somehow, a high percentage, and I would argue 70 or 8% have already funded free tertiary education. And that's why the president felt that it can be done, because we highly subsidize education in this country already as it is. And then we come to the issue of saturation. I think that has been answered. The ministry is also given a task to say, How can we pivot the institutions to not offer certain courses and look at courses of now and courses of the future? And I think this is relevant for all of us. But if you look at it carefully, there are many more bachelor degrees than there are postgraduate degrees. Less of us are specializing. All of us are now having general degrees at bachelor and honors level. Very few of us are specializing. We need to move towards specialization so we can set ourselves apart. So we must unfortunately study further. It's the only way. Then I come to funding. I fully agree. If it was up to me and I had the ability without any processes, systems, and I had access to that taxpayers' money, I would fund as many youth projects as I could with very minimal requirements. You don't need to fill out so many forms. You don't need to prove what. I give you the money. If you make a success of that money, you get more money. You don't make a success of that money, you are blacklisted forever. That's what I would go for, because I fully agree with you. The collateral is a hindrance, and that is why with the youth fund, there are common guidelines and criteria that have been revised to actually make it easier for youth enterprises, as MSMEs, to gain this money from the youth fund. I cannot talk more about it because it's not been launched yet. It's being launched in August by Her Excellency the President and the Minister of Finance. That will be explained in that launch and subsequent communication. So I don't want to jump the gun, but just know that we discussed it at Cabinet holistically. We spoke about that there are so many financing mechanisms, but somehow the money is still not getting to young people. Somehow the money is also not still getting to the young people that need it, which means there is also checks and balances in terms of there are young people who are probably getting this money but are not utilizing it for the needs that they're given the money. Maybe there's nepotism in the process. Maybe there's corruption. Maybe there are so many checks and balances that are not there. But I fully agree with you. In terms of the question around agricultural projects, financing, there's AgriBank. And this one I personally went to AgriBank to get a better understanding. They have what they call a women in youth scheme, targeting women and young people. Their financing is a bit relaxed. The collateral is simply the equipment that you buy. So for example, if you want to do a drip irrigation system, or you want a pump to pump water from a nearby canal or whatsoever, the financing you get to buy that equipment then becomes the collateral. Which means that if you are not able to repay back that particular loan, they'll come and confiscate that equipment. So that will probably make it easier, considering that many young people, especially with all of us, even if you work 2-3 years, it's very difficult to come up with substantial collateral, considering there are so many competing needs that we have. So that's one. The Ministry of Youth, I think, was also mentioned here, the equipment schemes, the Ministry of Trade or Industries in this instance, Ministry of Gender. I also saw they have a scheme that's similar around equipment. They recently gave sewing machines and others for young people who have the skill to then just need the enabling tools to make money from the skill. Plumbers were given the necessary tools and things like that. So unfortunately, fellow young people, you must have a skill. This thing of just saying you want a project, you have not, you didn't even do a short course, you know, unfortunately it's difficult. It's just like somebody can come to you, my cousin or my sister wants to borrow money to go cook, but I've never seen you cook. Huh? I've never seen you cook. I don't know how good your food is, if you even get customers so you can pay me back. Just put yourself in that situation, but somebody wants to come and borrow 10,000 from you or 1,000 whatsoever. Will you have the faith to lend that money? Because you're probably thinking, will I get my money back? Let alone get my money back with interest. So we must also play our part and meet halfway. I think the question of the land was addressed in terms of local authorities and also the traditional authorities making land available. And I think that's also a very big one. Hence, the various resolutions from the 2018 Land Conference that really advised around availability of land for projects, availability of land, especially irrigable land, making that available for projects. And that's why the Minister of Agriculture recently tabled the land bill in Parliament, which will motivate in September. Last, cutting off of non-tuition fees. I think this was also addressed. Comrade, yes, I fully agree. Having been a student leader for so long, many students really survive through the non-tuition fees. But the fact of the matter is, it has also been misused. I can tell you now, unfortunately, the conditions will never be perfect for all of us to study the way we want to study or how we want to study. But if tertiary education has been made free, you need to work tooth and nail to make sure you take advantage of that opportunity, whether there's non-tuition fees or not. So it won't come easy. It might not come on a silver platter, but just putting your foot in the university classroom or university hall or that lecture hall is already a one step closer to becoming, the most knowledgeable person you can be, to plow into yourself, to get the necessary skills and knowledge to turn your life around. I think that for me is the most important. Yes, there will be cases where really, and I've dealt with many students who didn't have a place to stay when they travel to, the urban area where the campus is. Transportation became a challenge. Just even toiletries became a challenge. But we must engage our student leaders. We must engage our dean of students officers to really meet us halfway where we are. Whatever the task force decides, whether there will be non-tuition fees or not. But that opportunity cannot slip through your hands just because you don't have non-tuition fees. Those of you that, like me, who were funded by NASFAF, we were better off than people who had, imagine you are studying, but you are working or, finding a way to collect money to pay tuition, let alone non-tuition. There were those who were struggling even to pay tuition. But you and I, who are now going to free tertiary education, the tuition part is taken care of. We also need to pull our weight. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Comrade Table.
Yes, thank you very much. Maybe I'll just give one comment and also give my concluding remarks. Okay, all right. Perhaps just to look at the issue of land, it was addressed and I'm very happy about it. I want to be honest with you that the concern raised by the comrade here to say they find it difficult to get land is common, but not too common, but it's going to be common and it's going to be too common in future. The reason is because we do not have a harmonized systems of allocating land to our citizens. In terms of communal land, for instance, that's being administered by our traditional authority, you might find someone is having maybe 40 hectares of land, maybe Wodia, another 20 hectares of land, or Congo, maybe another 30 hectares this side of Omphia. You see, an individual is occupying a huge amount of land, but is that land productive? There's a question that begs answer. You see, now, if we allow it to continue, we are sitting on a tick, how do you call it? Time tick bomb. What is it? No, I'm not good in English. Yeah. So, but just to caution, as government officials and politician colleagues, perhaps these are the things that we also need to look at. I would also want to look at the issue of NASFA. That one has been addressed, but let me leave that one for now. Yeah.
Thank you very much. A round of applause to our panelists. Before I give the floor back to them to move their closing remarks, I just want to call Tara Shiwayu. He has something for us at the office.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Comrade Director. Honorable Minister, Comrade Governor, thank you very much. Colleagues, I think I don't want to comment on your questions or whatsoever. I just want to focus on information. I like information, and I really like what Comrade Pikamini said here, that you guys are going to hold many engagement of this kind, which is very important. And I think it's good for us to really be informed. It's so that we'll be able also to inform others. I think as people, especially those who are in leadership, we need to be informed. And I just want to inform you that SPYL Party Youth League, in the SPYL Party Youth League, we are the transmitting belt of the SPYL Party policies, programs, and ideology. And the books which were shown here by Comrade Hofni, our manifesto, the NDP, which was just launched now, that must be our baby. We are the soldiers to make sure that that book is known by every Namibian. It's our responsibility to make sure that that book is implemented with no delay. So there's another book coming. I hope maybe Honorable Minister will touch on it, the MTEF. Also, it also works hand in hand with the NDP. So please, we are the custodians of that book. And we must make sure that we must own the manifesto, we must own the NDP, and we must make sure that it's implemented without delay. So we can call or advocate for its implementation through our political offices. We have our comrade governors here. We have our comrade councillors or local authority councillors. If we are seeing that development is not taking place, we must go radically to them, but with respect. Are we together? Let's underline that. Radically, but very much, but with very much respect. As SPYL Party Youth League Media, Information and Media, we are going to unpack the SPYL Party manifesto, mostly the NDP, every Tuesday. And my announcement is just that every Tuesday, 6 o'clock, tune on our social media pages and follow those discussions. There is where you can also get more information that you can also go and inform your colleagues that you are leading. I understand, and we are all aware of the GIC, the Government Information Center. Maybe Comrade Minister also shed light on that, because these are programs, these are government programs that we need to listen. I don't like other media houses in Namibia. There are certain radio stations, for example, that I don't even listen to, because they are just there to brainwash and and misinform our people. But this is our own program, and they are informing us on what exactly is happening, comparing to other programs that you find on other media houses. And plus, that's why you see, sometimes you see China is a nice country, maybe America USA is a very nice country. It's because of their media. Their media are promoting China. The media are promoting Europe and whatnot. But our media houses are like, discouraging and misinforming. So people that never visited Namibia think that Namibia is a bad country. So let us keep in touch. Let's remember, from now until election, every Tuesday, tune in our social media pages. I think we'll be able to share. You will also see the posters. I think next week, Tuesday, we are starting already to unpack the wage bill. It's a very informative, topic. Our Minister of Justice and Labor Relations will be with us to give us more information on what is said about the minimum wage bill. We are also going to have our Minister of Finance and also our Minister of Education, where we are going to talk about the Youth Loan Entrepreneurship Facility. And this is where now the business people are coming in, the young entrepreneurs are coming in. You will be told now or get information on how can you get access to that fund. What are the ideas of government for you to get that fund? Please listen to that. And you can also post your questions on the comments, and then they will also be answered on that. There will be those every Tuesday. Please let's take note. Every Tuesday, 6 o'clock, we'll be live in just to make sure that we really inform our members on that, because other media houses are not doing it, and we have to do it ourselves. And even us in here, we must also just make sure that we do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Tara is the SPYL administrator. So all the he manages all our media platforms nationally. He is the dealing with the image of the Swapo Party Youth League at the national level. So he does a lot of things. He's good in IT. He's good in everything as you look at him. Yeah. He only needs to go to the gym. I'm joking. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to give each panelist 30 seconds just to give their closing remarks. I'm going to start with Comrade Trigo. 30 seconds.
Thank you. 30 seconds are already done. All right. I just would like maybe to appreciate as a national leader assigned to Oshana region for this engagement. And there's been already alluded to that we are going to have a lot of this kind of engagement. I want to seriously appeal to your colleagues to please come and listen to this engagement where we are with the right people to give you the right information. Opeliva litokaka no engagement dairinga ha ina minister na governor to maploma plote kunyampa to kweli monjira. Ayengu mo avanela ongao. Ndipenye mageno gold. Yeah, Comrade Governor, we as young people here in Oshana region, we are ready to support you and just to reinforce that you are the commander of this region, given the power by the president of the country. Comrade, give instructions. Where people want to negotiate, tell them you are not here to negotiate, you want the results. We will support you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Trigo. Honorable Minister, MTF, and GIS, 30 seconds. And your closing remarks.
Okay, yes, the MTAF is usually around October, so it's basically the medium-term expenditure framework. So once we budget, and the budget has been allocated, some issues come up around October, November, which is the midpoint of the financial year. As you know, we measure our budgets per financial year, 2024 to 2025, 2025 to 2026. So sometimes you need to change, just like you get somebody gives you some money, you get your salary or whatsoever, you start spending and then you realize, hey, I forgot to pay the electricity. So you must take from somewhere to put at that bill. So that's will be available around October. And also we have the Government Information Center. Check out all the MICT platforms. That's where all the government programs, activities are communicated. My final words to you, comrades, leadership starts with you. You cannot lead others if you do not lead yourself. If you do not input and water yourself, you cannot grow, and therefore you can also not contribute to the growth of others. So invest in yourself, check yourself, ensure that you're the best version that there is, so that when an opportunity comes to lead, you lead with compassion, you lead with kindness, you lead with understanding, and that you can be the best version of any leadership structure that requires a leader who's brave, committed, and dedicated. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me thank or first appreciate the organizer of this very, very important information gathering session. So please feel free to call, to come to the office. I will make sure that as I am here to oversee the implementation of the government programs, especially to the decentralized ministries, let me say OMAS. So I won't rest until we get it right. So the budget is there, and we were told no money should go back while government projects are not implemented. And I will make sure that no ministry will send back the money to the treasury while our people are in poverty and government programs are not implemented. So I will be pushing that. And if you are seeing something, please be my police officers. Tell me, then I will intervene. Thank you.
Okay. My concluding remarks is just that to say we shouldn't be crybabies or people who complain too much. We should find our positions and what can we do for our country, for our constituency, for our region.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My final remark will be, take a critical look at the 7 manifesto implementation plan points. Identify an opportunity, plan, grab it with both hands. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I want all of you to clap louder for our panelists. So, this table is a very rich table in terms of knowledge. So this table is not stingy with knowledge. That's why they are here. They are your servant to save you, to do better and to better your lives. So what I'm encouraging you to do is, there was one aspect that Comrade Shikongeni and Honorable Governor have alluded earlier: ignorance. Guys, let's start reading. Don't pass by a newspaper. Don't pass by Facebook or Twitter. Get engaged in productive engagements. That is the only way you can get fruitful information. If you ignore information, we will still come back here and tell you same thing over and over and over and over again. You understand there? So my last point is just to tell you that, comrades, especially in our 3 towns, Shakati, Ongwediva, and Ondangwa, if your voter's card at local authority is written not applicable, please make it applicable. It must be written. If you are residing in Ondangwa, it must be Ondangwa local authority, Ongwediva local authority, or Shakati local authority. Please. Because if local authority is not applicable, you are only going to vote for a regional councillor and not the local authorities. And the Jeremiah and the young people won't go into council because you did not vote for them. Make sure that you educate the next person on how important it is to understand the electoral dynamics of the country. Elections is just few months. Let's make sure that we vote for our party 100% and for our candidates 100%. Net? All right, and lastly, I want to thank myself for directing this engagement. I don't want to judge myself. It's for you to judge. I want to hand over the floor now to the owner, Comrade Jeremiah. I understand he's going to lead us into the last part of this gathering. But before we go, Nuyo mane tuwike ne tukwa tere komesho monjira emanguluko osigo que sinda osigo que sinda ongoye wetulombwele ompango magodo militari tu dira durengo esemba osigo que sinda osigo que sinda ningana wa kwa itayo ye akare no kulikumwe monjira emanguluko osigo que sinda osigo que sinda nando mbinzi na itike nando hairwa ya sharapo awiti
yatu sholola, sholola na bibia ole, sholola na bibia ole. Sewa wayanyasha yosi wapo, atumu halele sindano. Sewa wayanyasha yosi wapo, atumu halele sindano. Se katunana ndo mbada, washa katunana ndetiro. Riasha tategerera esikunjo, itura takafumbikwa. Tategerera esikunjo, itura takafumbikwa. Thank you very much.
Yaro, thank you once again. Thank you, Comrade Thikameni, for chairing that engagement session. It was really productive and marvelous. Thank you. Yaro inandiara ko mana pethimba holike. We dwell here for too long, and pepe neike mombibero pepe na anu area tatu yape wi talenti. Umu wape itiyali, umu wape itano, umu itatu, umu teke ihoreka. Egumwe turakoshio mbete. So whatever that was shared here, it's our responsibility to go and share the information. Asho, inatu karenike tuna information atu dituleni menjato the 20 Yeah, comrade, without wasting time, andiki thaneke comrade Petrina Kaporo, our district mobilizer, tuningirenyo mapanduro no kuzeike shi comrade Petrina Kaporo taziko komesho ye comrade Aina shekea otea apate ko negalikano itandike yako ehuno then atuimbeni embirore tu lopati nduvu ne yo messenger kuja ko Minister of Stomach Affairs kuja Minister of Stomach Affairs ta reporta kuja shatu zeni manyo at least our student na mbango. Let's provide leadership when we go there. At least mbaune ne aziko kule na mbano mostera ya monesha tango Sengane senior citizen na leo Jeremiah aturu imango mapaya in case the food is not sufficient. Okay, Comrade Petrina Kaporo, the floor is yours.
Viva, viva, viva Swapo!
Viva!
Viva SPYL!
Viva!
Viva Ongwediva district!
Viva!
Aluta!
Continua!
Victorious!
Yes.
Viva Comrade Theofilus!
Viva! Viva!
Aluta!
Continua!
Victorious!
Yes.
Thank you, Comrade. Tetena dipandule katekalo. Thank you, Comrade.